Thank you very much, sir, for enlightening us on the importance of the sustainability and the sustainable development, and also for your great message. Now, may I cordially invite past president of ISL and the president of IEPSL, Engineer Professor Mrs. Niranjani Ratnayaka, to the podium to give away the opening remarks and to give an introduction on the IEPSL. Over to you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Institute of Environmental Professionals, Sri Lanka, let me warmly welcome all of you to this panel discussion on towards achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, the industry perspectives. IEPSL is the umbrella organization of environmental professionals in the country, and it was established in 2006 by a cabinet decision. The institute was formed to fill the much needed gap of having no professional institute for the practicing environmentalist to uphold the dignity and raise the reputation of the environmental profession in the country. We are a group of professionals of varying disciplines. We have biologists, physicists, chemists, engineers, architects, town planners, agriculturalists, technologists, accountants, lawyers, social scientists, and many other professionals working in the government as well as the private sector, while some of us are actually working as freelance consultants. The common thread among all of us being the commitment to environmental conservation and sustainable development. The Institute is committed to extending professionalism and its services to the country at large for the benefit of the public. We have a membership of about 750, which includes about 80 chartered environmental professionals who have proven their competence and commitment towards environmental protection and sustainable development through a fairly rigorous professional review that we do to make sure that they are performing their duties in a sustainable manner. All our members must abide by the Code of Ethics, which expects us to conduct our professional lives and activities in an ethical manner, exhibit the highest standards of honesty and integrity, be dedicated to the protection, conservation, and sound management of natural resources, and perform under a standard of professional behavior that conforms to the highest principles of ethical conduct. We are very excited because IEPSL was incorporated by an Act of Parliament, Act number 1 of 2020, in February last year. And we are very thankful to the unwavering efforts of the past presidents, council members, officials of the Ministry of Environment, Central Environmental Authority, and other government authorities, and the well-wishers who made this happen. Please do visit our website. It's easy to remember, it's just iepsl.lk, to learn more about IEPSL and what we do, and do become a member if you think you would like to work with us. Today being the World Engineering Day for Sustainable Development, as declared by the UNESCO, based on the proposal submitted by the World Federation of Engineering Organizations, we decided to have this joint program to celebrate the contribution that engineers are making to the social and economic development of the country while conserving the natural resources and enhancing the living standards of the people. As an engineer, I know how we are often at the receiving end of criticism by environmentalists and conservationists as a group of people who do not care for the environment, natural environment. Perhaps a few decades ago, the priority of the engineers being the welfare of the people rather than conservation of the environment, this criticism may have been valid to some extent. When something needed to be done, decisions were based on technical feasibility and economic viability as most important factors. However, environmental considerations became important and got into the project cycle more than about 30 years ago as the world realized the harm done to the environment and how it affects the social well-being of the people due to the impacts caused by the actions that are actually done to improve the quality of life of the people. How the solution to one problem could potentially create many more and bigger problems if not managed early on in the project cycle. The famous Brundtland report of 1987, President-elect of IESL also mentioned the Brundtland report, a very landmark in the area of sustainable development. They introduced the concept of sustainable development. And the development in the area of sustainable development since then requires a huge input from engineers for the implementation of the concepts. Therefore, engineers cannot be looked at as enemies of the sustainable development and environmental conservation, but they are and have to be strong allies with the conservationists if we are to make the planet livable and healthy. So today's panel discussion is a glimpse at the way some of the main sectors in Sri Lanka are trying to contribute to achieving the sustainable development goals. As you would have gathered from the published material about the panel discussion, we have an excellent panel of experts with many years of operational experience in these sectors to talk to us and answer your questions. There is also a panelist who will be talking about engineering education, which forms the foundation for everything that engineers can do in the sustainable development. We are thankful to my dear friend and colleague, Professor Mahesh Jayavira of the Department of Civil Engineering at University of Moratuwa, who is a corporate member of all three institutions that are co-hosting the event today, for doing the groundwork for today's discussion, from identifying the moderator and excellent team of panel members to the planning of minute details of the operational aspects of the panel discussion with his junior colleague, Mr. Mahesh Samanpriya. Also, our Honorary Secretary, Mr. Ajit Atugala, and our editor, Dr. Sampath Wahala, and other members of IEPSL Council for giving all the support from the IEPSL side. Dr. Iresh Shantanayaka, President of Section C of SLAS, and her team for the support from SLAS, and of course, the President and Council of IESL and CEO, Engineer Neil Abhishekar, and his staff, particularly Manager Publicity Chamila and IP support staff of IESL, for the marvelous behind-the-scenes support for conducting this seminar. I hope all of you who are joining us will actively participate in the discussion, and all of us will have a wonderful experience this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam, for your informative remarks. Now, ladies and gentlemen, so Madam, thank you for your participation in the opening session. Now, can I request all of you to take seats in the audience for us to, start the panel discussion? To commence the panel discussions, may I invite Engineer Professor Ms. Niranjani Ratnayaka, please remain here, to introduce our moderator to the audience and the online viewers who have joined today for the panel discussion. So over to you, Madam.
Thank you, Mahesh. Professor Ajit Alvis is a senior professor of chemical and process engineering at University of Moratuwa and is currently the dean of the Faculty of Graduate Studies of University of Moratuwa. He is also a fellow of the National Academy of Sciences, Sri Lanka, a very prestigious position. He obtained his PhD from University of Cambridge and has worked at University of Reading, UK and Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, India, presumably during his sabbatical leave periods. His experience includes serving as a science team leader in the Sri Lanka Institute of Nanotechnology, STRIMTech, and as the project director at Coordinating Secretariat for Science and Technology and Innovation, normally called COSTI, Ministry of Science, Technology and Research. He is a member of the Intellectual Property Advisory Commission of Sri Lanka and a member of the Governing Council of National Occupational Health and Safety Institute of the Ministry of Labour. He is the founder president of Lanka Biogas Association and also a founder director of the Sri Lanka Green Building Council. His interests are in eco-innovations, food process engineering, environmental engineering, nano-biotechnologies, and bioenergy systems. I remember he was advocating concepts of zero waste and circular economy long before these became common buzzwords in our circles. I am thankful that Professor Ajit Alvis agreed to be the moderator for this panel discussion, and I am so happy to hand over the day's proceedings to Professor Ajit Alvis.